Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me. Happy Monday. Hope you enjoyed the weekend. We're here to review Friday, and then we'll look at a very small slate today, only 3 games. So our layup line was a swish. Absolute, easy, no sweat bet. We are crushing the layup line. Our free throw was a little bit of a brick. We missed on Vince Williams. It wasn't horrible. I think he had 4 or 5. Just didn't have the game I expected. Our three-pointer was a rim job. What I mean by that is we got so close. We got teased a little bit. Pacers won. Matherin had 2 threes. Siakam had 20 points, but Isaiah Jackson was out there running sprints. He was not doing anything worthwhile. And then our Scotty Barnes triple double at 30-1. The price was good. The price was too good to ignore, but it was an air ball. I believe he only had 3 assists or something, so a long way off there. Little update on our tracking. I'm going to do this every day. I was going back and forth, but after my heart-to-heart I had with myself this weekend, I am going to continue to scale down and bet less, so that way I am not impacted by this emotionally, physically, mentally, and I'll just continue to be transparent and update every day. So I track all this on Pickett. This is what Pickett allows you to do absolutely free. It allows you to see and tag different bets. So I have all of these tagged in here. This is an example from the three-pointer bet, and we're up 9.8 units. You can see which sports books I'm up more on, which sports books I'm down on, and it lists all the different plays right here. So a really cool tool that is completely free if you want to sign up for it, but we are positive in every category for now. Our free throws hanging on by a thread, up only 0.4 units. I want to start something where each day we do a little thought experiment. It may be silly, it may be goofy, but it's something to kind of get away from the noise of sports betting. And I know that's why you're here, but I'm going to challenge you to answer this question. When you place a bet, are you trying to what? And this is different for everybody, and there are no right answers. And everyone has a different life and a different mentality as they approach it. I have determined that I am trying to solve the puzzle when I was once trying to make money. And no longer am I trying to truly make money sports betting. I am trying to solve the puzzle, be entertained, and use sports betting as a way to do what I love, which is to create content. So I would encourage you to think about your motives when you sports bet, and that can help shape your bankroll. It can help shape your mentality as you go about this. If you're interested in conversations like that, like my hair, I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, guys. I mean, I'm just going to do this so that, if we mess it up extremely bad, then a little bit of hair sticking up isn't really a problem. Just swing to the other side of the pendulum of hair statuses. I have a haircut tomorrow. If you're interested in sort of gambling theory as defined by me, you can check out the video I posted this weekend. It's long, but it's just me talking about some things I have been trying to process. So we'll move on to today. And like I said, it's a small slate. It's a 3-game slate on this Monday. And truth be told, I struggled a little bit to fully get a grasp of these games. Pacers host the Kings, who have the ability, both of these teams have the ability to beat great teams and then suck against teams that they're favored to beat. That's why this is so difficult. So both of these teams come in, it's a close game. Both of them kind of suck, but have the ability to play well. And so for me, it's hard to solve this puzzle. Pacers are 3.5-point favorites. I lean Pacers minus 3.5, but I am not leaning it strong enough that I would bet it. Both of these teams defend the 3 well. Sacramento allows a ton of points in the paint. The problem is the Pacers don't shoot a ton in the paint. Isaiah Jackson comes off the bench. Jay Huff has been out there as the starting center, and he's been spreading the floor and shooting a ton of threes. Pascal Siakam is the biggest paint guy on this team, but even he is not satisfied in the paint. He likes to kind of shoot the mid-range. So I don't know what to do with this game. I would look maybe at Russell Westbrook rebounds. He has a good matchup, but you check the game logs, and for a guy who has been flirting with triple-doubles all of November, it's like December comes around and he says, you know what, nah. Know what? LeBron lost his 10-point streak. I don't care. I'm old. Let me just get assists. And now he's going for assists and not rebounds. So, his recent game logs do scare me away. I lean the under. Not a ton from this game. I'm personally staying away and going to kind of take some notes from afar. Minnesota and Phoenix. Minnesota's defense is strong from 3, but both of these teams struggle to defend in the paint at times. You would think with Rudy Gobert, that would be a different story. But with Julius Randle being, with the game changing is really what it comes down to. Teams don't have a big man in what I refer to as a big man. Teams are spacing the floor. Teams are the 1 through the 5 can shoot the 3. So keep your eye on that. Dillon Brooks is questionable. If I knew the status of Dillon Brooks for sure, this game would be easier to handicap. Because he's questionable, I cannot give you a ton of confidence. Minnesota is on a 5-game win streak. That is great, but they haven't been dominating in those 5 games. 2 fairly close games against the Pelicans, one of the worst teams in the league. So this is a sizable step up in competition with Phoenix here. I like DiVincenzo threes, and like I said, Jaden McDaniels is a mismatch for any team. Dillon Brooks will be guarded by Jaden McDaniels if Dillon Brooks plays. So if he plays and you want to throw something together and bet something with Dillon Brooks points, you go ahead. If you don't think his injury is going to limit him, it's too many factors. I lean Phoenix plus 9.5, guys. Again, it's just a lean. Just going to do this. How about we just do the rest of the video like this? Last game of the night, Spurs and Pelicans. Pelicans do not play defense, and I looked at their schedule because I thought they had been fairly respectable. My feeling of the Pelicans is they're really not as bad as the data says. I went and looked. They're 1-15 in the last 16 games. But they are competing. They're not getting blown out by 15, 20 points every night. So it's a very confusing team. They score a ton in the paint, which is, I think, why they lose, because they can't keep up with the modern day NBA, which is just shoot a ton of threes. So the problem with that even more so is that the Spurs have pretty solid paint defense. I don't know what to do with this one again. I think the Spurs get it done here, but the Pelicans have proved me wrong before, and they will continue to probably prove me wrong, so I'm not going to take a side on this. I like De'Aaron Fox assists. However, Stephon Castle is questionable/probable to play in this game. So if Castle is in, I prefer Castle's assists rather than Fox's assists, because Castle is more of the distributor. Fox likes to score. So again, I can't do anything with this because I have a limited access to information. So if I am attempting to solve the puzzle, I cannot do that because I don't have the right pieces in front of me. So that's okay. We don't have to force anything. I like Barnes threes and Vassell threes no matter who plays from the injury report. One quick look at Smart Stake, a plus EV and arbitrage betting tool. I love this play. Vidal touchdown tonight. He's the backup to Omarion Hampton, and Omarion Hampton is supposed to start, but I can see Harbaugh giving 50-50. I can see Harbaugh being cautious. I can just see Vidal getting more snaps than is expected. Right now, you could get him to score TD at 310 on FanDuel. So not only do I like it, it is registering as a plus EV play because Pinnacle is at 262. Some of these other books, I mean, this is 175. DraftKings is pretty close at 290. I would still say that's slightly EV. Hard Rock 175. So do with that information what you will. I had already bet it earlier this week, so I have it at 330 was what I got it on MGM, but I still like 310. And then here's a little arb bet for you. This is how I made my money sports betting before all my accounts got limited, which is a risk. If you put 200 on the Hard Rock side of this Texas total points line and 176 on the over on Novig, you make $6 no matter what happens in the game. Some people are going to say, well, one of these lines is wrong, just bet the side that's wrong and ride the variance. That was not the way I preferred. I'd rather take my $6 and move on. So if you are interested in any of these ideas, if you're betting more, if we look at this chart, if you're betting more to make money, Smart Stake is probably a tool that would be useful for you to have. And we are on a journey with Novig to do this little challenge thing. And I wish I want us to be able to stress this to you guys, that this is something that is awesome. And no matter where you find yourself on that chart, this rewards tier thing from Novig is great. It's great because it combines profitable plus EV betting like smart betting, but it also combines having fun. So they have a bunch of different markets that you can place. You can check it out in the rewards. If you bet 5 of them, you get $5 back. If you bet 10, you get $10 back. And if you bet 20 different markets, you get 15. So you can earn a total of $30 per category here. So we bet some over the weekend. Our receptions, we did really well there. We're up 13. Our quick basket and our first touchdown scores, obviously we're struggling because those are so volatile. So I got a couple of plays for you tonight. Our deep three, some three-pointers. I'm going to take Vassell for 3. I'm going to take Julian Champagne for 2. And I'm going to take DiVincenzo for 3. All of these are $5 bets. My goal is just to churn through this challenge, get the rewards, and see how we do as it relates to the bets themselves and the rewards earned. So this chart will keep track of everything. If I made this chart myself, if you're interested, I'll drop it in the comments and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. For our quick six, like I said, we had a tough weekend. The annoying part is Kincaid scored and Myers scored. I think both maybe the second or third touchdown. So we were right there. But tonight I'm going Vidal. I told you I liked him. Why not first? And Dallas Goedert. I'm just going to pick one from each team and hope one of them goes through. But my official plays tonight, I'm not going to force a layup line or a half-court heave. Like I said, I didn't have a ton of confidence in the slate today, and sometimes that's how it is. So my free throw is going to be Harrison Barnes, 3 threes at plus 140, and my three-pointer is Devin Vassell, alt line, 4 threes at 265. So keeping it very simple today. The goal for me is to solve the puzzle, and I would hope that you use the information I provide you here to make your own decisions as it relates to where you fall on this scale and what you are trying to accomplish. So continue to think about that. You'll be a better sports better person after it. Tomorrow we got King of the Court, so stay tuned for that. I also have King of the Haircut, so I'm looking forward to that, obviously. Take care. Love you guys. And we'll see you tomorrow for King of the Court.